Hey everybody, it's Maggie from Personal Euphoria with today's plank story. So if you don't want to do plank, what I'd recommend today is working your toes. So you'll stand upright, or you can do it seated too, but you'll lift your toes, keeping the ball of the foot down, and then lower. Lift the toes and lower. And you could just do the up and down, or you'll lift the toes, then land them and gently press the toes against the floor, but try not to let them crunch up. So they stay long as they press down, long as they lift, long as they press. So you can play with that. But for our plank story, we have a little Easter story. So in case there are any young ones watching, the Easter Bunny is of course real, but there are some times when other people dress in an Easter Bunny costume for fun or to help the Easter Bunny get around to places. And so when we had a bunch of young children in our family, we invested in an Easter Bunny costume. And the first time we wore it to we brought it to Matt's mom's house. It was Good Friday, and we were getting together with friends and his family, and we had all hid eggs, and Matt went out to get in the costume, and our friend's daughter, who I think was about 5 at the time, said, Auntie Maggie, there's eggs all over, but it's before Easter, so the Easter Bunny couldn't have put those there. And I said, I think the Easter Bunny can come early. And on cue, Matt starts hopping over to the front door, and I point out the window and I say, look, it is the Easter Bunny. And she says to me, Auntie Maggie, that's not the Easter Bunny. That's just a man in an Easter Bunny costume. And I said, I don't know. And so he came and knocked on the door, and he came in, and all the kids were a little nervous about the Easter Bunny. So the adults kind of hugged him and engaged, and then the kids were warming up, and this little 5-year-old girl was still questioning. And then the Easter Bunny said his goodbyes and went outside, and the other neighborhood kids had seen him and came running over and wanted to give him a hug. So Matt, as the Easter Bunny, crouched down, and these kids piled on him and knocked him over. And now this 5-year-old in our house is starting to go, maybe if all these kids think he's the Easter Bunny, maybe he is the Easter Bunny. But now Matt can't change because there's kids all over and they see him. So he's just hopping down the road. And I suggest maybe I should go pick the Easter Bunny up and drive him home. But the Easter Bunny has my car keys. So I borrow someone else's car and I go to get Matt, but I can't find him because he has run into the woods to change out of his costume. And I see him come running out. He's left the Easter Bunny in the woods so that none of the kids see him carrying the costume. And we went back and got it later, because we have continued in many years to have fun with this Easter Bunny costume. So April 2020, when none of us could get together because of COVID, we had, honestly, it was my favorite Easter ever. We put Matt in the Easter Bunny costume, drove around in our car playing Celebrate Good Times, and he hung out the sunroof, and we stopped at all our friends and family, and we got out and we danced and we kind of hung out outside a little bit. But we had gone into Hartford to visit some friends, and as we were coming out, we saw, it's the hotel you can see from 84, or maybe it's the Hilton. They had closed the blinds in their windows to make a heart. And I was driving, and Matt in his Easter Bunny costume wanted to take a picture, so he rolled down the window, and when he put his phone out, the wind from driving pulled it out of his hand, and it went flying onto Route 84, or Interstate 84. And then any other day would have destroyed his phone instantly because it'd be filled with cars, but it was empty. So I pull over, and Matt, dressed up as the Easter Bunny, goes running down 84, where there were a handful of cars, to retrieve his phone. That was fine. I think it had one crack. So we've gotten our money out of our Easter Bunny costume. And with that, I hope you've enjoyed your plank, and I hope you have a wonderful Easter season with your family. Have a great day and keep moving.